Greetings, Fire Chargers. Darkblade here with my Darkblade as well as me, and in this video I will be starting my first episode of my series on Latin. This will cover the orthography and phonology of the language. Specifically, here the material I will be covering here comes from pages 14 through 17 of the Everything Learning Latin book by Richard E. Pryor, which is what I used to learn Latin. By the way, the sound playing in the background is Kimi Gayo, the national anthem of Japan, on a 1-hour loop. The specific video is from Flag TV and was uploaded on July 10th, 2022, the same that I used for yesterday's video. Kimi Gayo is over 800 years old and was set to music in 1880, so no matter what, it is no longer in copyright protection. Now let's start talking about Latin. The orthography is identical to the orthography of English with some exceptions. The letter J does not exist in older Latin texts. Next, it was created in Italian in the 16th century AD, and you might see it in modern texts written in Latin or modern renditions of older texts, but in original texts or inscriptions, you do not see a J looking in character. They just used an I. The letter W does not exist. I think it was created by Germanic peoples in the 7th or 8th centuries AD, but I'm not sure. I know it was created by Germanic peoples sometime after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Next, the letters U and V. Early on, there was no shape distinction. They both had the same V shape, but were phonetically distinguished, which brings us into the next element, phonology. Note, every Latin letter always makes the same sound, no matter what situation it is being used in. The exception is with diphthongs. If two vowels are used together to create a diphthong, that diphthong has like one unit of sound and always makes that sound every single time it's used. Starting off is the letter A. By the way, all of these letter names are in English. The letter A makes the A sound, as in animal. The letter B makes the B sound like it does in English. The letter C makes the K sound. In fact, in Latin, there are 3 letters that make the K sound. They are C, K, and Q. Originally, the way that it was known which letter to use is by the consonant that came after it. If it was an A, the letter K would be used. If it was a U, the letter Q would be used. And if it was like an E, I, or O, the letter C would be used. However, in later times, this rule was more or less abandoned as the letter K fell almost completely out of use, and there are instances where C is followed by U. For example, the relative pronoun qui, quai, quod starts with a C, which normally starts with a Q, starts with the C in the genitive and dative singular form. Note, this C makes the K sound regardless of the following vowel. D makes the D sound like it does in English. E makes the A sound. The example word is edimus. F makes the f sound, G makes the g sound, H makes the h sound. And though in some modern Romance languages like French and Spanish, it makes no sound at all. And some Romance languages have also softened the G and C letters. There's just like English has a soft C and soft G. In Latin, this doesn't exist. The letter I makes the E sound when used as a vowel, or the Y sound when used as a consonant. For example, Julius Caesar. The letter K makes the K sound, but has almost completely fallen out of use in later stages of the Latin language. For example, the glossary at the end of the Everything Learning Latin book, that is Appendix A, which goes from pages 268 to 282, does not contain a section for the letter K. The example provided on page 15 is Calendai, which has the letter K followed by an A, and I don't think it was ever followed by any other vowel during the time that it was actually used. The letter L makes the L sound, the letter M makes the M sound, and the letter N makes the N sound. The letter O makes the O sound. The example word is opera. The letter P makes the P sound. The letter Q makes the K sound, and it is always followed by U. However, a K sound that is followed by U does not have to be the letter Q. It can also be the letter C, as discussed earlier. The letter R makes the sound. The letter S makes the S sound. The letter T makes the T sound. In stages that distinguish between the two letters, the letter U makes the U vowel sound, as in ululare, and the letter V makes the W sound, as in video. The letter X makes the X sound. The letter Y makes, apparently this says that it makes an W sound. I've heard from some sources that it makes an E sound. I'm confused. The letter Y only occurs in words that are borrowed from Greek words that had an upsilon, that had the letter upsilon, and in Greek, the sound of upsilon changed. Originally, it was like an U sound, but now it sounds like E. So maybe it's the different sources giving different sounds for the pronunciation of the Latin Y is based on that shift in the pronunciation of the Greek upsilon. The letter Z makes the Z sound, and at one point was actually completely removed from the alphabet, but was reattached, but was re-added after the Roman conquest of Greece. There are also some more stuff. These are the diphthongs. The diphthong spelled A-E makes the makes the sound I, as in the word isle or isolate. The Latin example word is aedificium. the digraphs the the diphthong spelled A-U makes the ow sound, as in house or mountain, or in my surname, but that's spelled O-U. The Latin example word it gives is audire. The letter EU, the digraph spelled EU is pronounced U. Tuesday is pronounced like you, as in Tuesday, or Europa. The Latin example word it's given here is hue. The diphthong spelled OE is pronounced oi, as in oil or boy. The example word it gives is foidus. Now on for consonants. Now it says that C is always hard. Word G is always hard. G. And geminate consonants and vowels are pronounced separately. I as a consonant is pronounced y. In modern writing, you might see the letter J for this. The GN letter combo is pronounced as in the word ring. The letter combination spelled BS is pronounced like ps. Now, the letter combination spelled CH is pronounced like an S, is like k, but aspirated. I have a suspicion that this came from Greek words that had the letter chi, or chi or ki in Greek, which was pronounced as an aspirated c sound in ancient Greek. The Greek letter I'm talking about looks like an X. It never makes the ch sound, which does not exist in Latin, or in Greek for that matter. The th letter combination makes a t sound and then a h sound. It never makes the th sound, which doesn't exist. The letter, I don't know if it's a t, h, or an aspirated t, but it appears to be the former. The letter combination ph makes a p sound followed by a h sound, as in uphill. It does not make the f sound. And by the way, the sh sound doesn't exist. Now, the number of syllables in a Latin word is the same as the number of single vowels and diphthongs. For example, if a word has 3 single vowels plus 2 diphthongs, it has 5 syllables. Now, the rules say that the emphasis is on the second to last syllable if it is long. If it is short, the emphasis goes on the third to last syllable. Now, it doesn't say if a diphthong if a syllable with a diphthong is long or short. Let me reread this just to confirm. The vowels in Latin are the same as English, but their pronunciation is a bit different if you say this. Yeah, I just checked. This book doesn't say anything about whether syllables with diphthongs are short or long syllables. It also does not say if word has only 2 syllables and both are short. Does either which one gets the emphasis if either of them at all get it, or if a word has only one syllable. So that's it, the phonology and orthography of the Latin language. I have updated my verb chart and now have the functions of all the indicative tenses.